Side by side, 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 side by side. No longer men in front and the women at the back, but men and women walking side by side, side by side. More women, better politics. Better politics, more women.
Democracy is the great bargain between those who are elected and those who do the electing. And it is a dynamic process that requires people, such as the 50-50 group, to stay totally involved, to ask questions, to push the elected leaders, and to support them when they're doing the right thing, and warn them that they won't be there very long if they don't deliver.
I lost my members of my family. I lost my young brother. I lost an uncle.
Most of the girls in my class were abducted. Some we never got to see them again. Some were killed.
Now, I was in Sierra Leone when I was in office, and I went to one of these refugee camps, and there I saw a little girl. Her name was Mamuna, and she was 3 years old, and she was playing with a toy car with the one arm that she had. And I thought, what could this little girl have ever done to make anybody hate her so much that they would cut off her limb? The impact of any civil war is on the most ordinary people, and it is always the women that have the toughest moments in this, because they are taking care of their families, they are forced into bondage, really, but they also are the ones that have a lot of skills for trying to solve the situation. The 50-50 group really emerged from the Civil War. In fact, they then became an active political organization and participate in grassroots activities, developing political parties, and it goes all the way to the top.
Women have been playing an important role in the politics of the country before the war and after the war. The 50-50 came in to give them some institutional support.
I came to Sierra Leone in May 2001. I was posted here by NDI. We did come across a group which was called 50-50. It was just beginning.
The 50-50 group of Sierra Leone is a non-partisan campaign for more women in politics and public life. We have a right to have 50% representation in parliament, even though women constitute 52% of the population. It is our right, and we will get it.
What happened during my time as the deputy events manager at the council, I met a lot of people.
Abato told me about this workshop that was going to be held at the British Council. It was entitled Increasing Women's Participation in Politics.
That was where the 50-50 group started, because at the end of the workshop,
I put up my hand and I said, I'm going to form a group like the 300 group that you formed in England.
We wrote the training manual. That was the first output of the initial training we had. Initially, the men took it very badly.
Some of them ridiculed us, but we said if we listen to their ridicule, we will never make a headway.
You need other women who would help you to either get educated or articulate your own concerns. One of my objectives when I became president of the 50-50 group was to start the group in all the regions. And I'm very pleased to say I succeeded in that.
We have done a series of trainings, as I say, which is normally what we do at every election. We've gone beyond that this time. We've done the voter education, and we've done the non-violence. What we've done this time is we've worked together with other women's organizations. Through this, we've been able to have a lot of women participate, and one such activity was a women's conference. We as women, we in our housewives, we in our market women, we in our office workers, we all left all that today and decided, say, today we go on the streets of Freetown and go visit the political party offices and tell them, say, we the women of Sierra Leone no want violence for this election.
Every country deserves to have the best possible leader. And that means that women have to be given a chance to compete. If they're never allowed to compete in the electoral process, then countries are really robbing themselves of a great deal of talent.
Well, the 50-50 have been training candidates who want to go in as parliamentarians. They've been trying to encourage women to come forward, and I think they are better prepared.
My reason going to politics is just for me to help out my people. This 50-50 group, they really helped us with the female candidates because they gave us trainings that we've never had before. They train us how to approach people, to get people, how to win people over. Because this is the first time in Sierra Leone history that women are involved. The men should give us chance these days because they've been in power all along. So we want to help them, we want to walk side by side with them.
Oh, we are struggling here. It is not easy for the women. See all that, very poor sanitation. They get diarrhea, malaria, typhoid.
I want to free them. And I promised I will do my best according to my reach.
Vote for Tina. Vote for Tina. Vote for Tina. One Tina, one party.
Honestly, I was supported by 50-50 group. The women's leadership is straightforward, in most cases very honest and strict. And they always stand for what they are. And that's why I admire some of these great women. And I want to be like them. That's why I started to do politicking, which I will continue with.
And we agree that for the year 2012, we would slate a woman for president, and then we can ask the men to have a running mate.
I think the participation of the 50-50 is one which they've already shown that one election is not enough. They have participated in a number of them. They are activists, and I think they are the hope of Sierra Leone. They need to be a part of the evolving political process, and they know how hard it is, and they know it's worth it.
And I will assure you that in my government, I will have women in my cabinet, I will have women in the diplomatic mission, and I will have women given various assignments of state.
But I'll sing the 50-50, we call it our anthem.
Side by side, side by side, side by side, side by side.
No longer men in front and the women at the back.
Both men and women walking side by side, side by side.
Oh yes, side by side, that's what it means, 50-50, side by side.
Because for now we have women in politics, yes, but just a token number. But we want it where we will have a significant number of women in the politics of this country to ensure that the development is divided between us.
We've had too many negatives in this country, honestly. Very many. We have to correct the history, rewrite the history of Sierra Leone.